Recording in progress.
Right, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Rich.
So as I told you earlier, today we will answer a first term test paper. So I will give you about 10 minutes for a particular question, and after that we will discuss, right? You have to start writing. I have shared these in the groups also. Turn on the videos and start writing the answers. I will not give you that much time at the end of writing the answers for each question. You have to give me the answers, right? We will discuss the answers. So you can start. So this is a structured essay question, past term test paper, right? Just have a look at it and write the answers within few minutes, right? Please turn on the videos. So just have a look at the data given and you can just note them down and answer the questions. You can note down the quantity. Once you finish the first question, you can move on to the second one also. So we will discuss the first two questions together. we'll discuss the first two questions, right? So those are not that difficult now. Hi, turn on the videos. So here it says it gives information about nutritional information about the biscuit, right? So it says given below is a label taken from a packet of biscuits. The nutrition information serving size is 8 biscuits. So for 8 biscuits are the nutritional information. Average quantity per serving, energy 56 kilojoules, protein 2.5 grams, fat, total fat 1.8 grams, saturated 0.6 grams, carbohydrate total 20.5 and sugar 5.5 grams, sodium and calcium in milligrams. Hi. Name 2 micronutrients present in it. So what are the micronutrients? We can just classify the nutrients as macronutrients and micronutrients. So what are the macronutrients here? The major nutrients? Yes?
Carbohydrate,
Carbohydrate.
protein,
Protein. Yes, protein. Carbohydrate even. Fat means? Fat includes fats and oils come under lipids, right? Fats and oil come under lipid, right? Then what are the micronutrients? Yes,
vitamins,
present in it, in this one, right? So the micronutrients present here are the elements present, sodium and calcium. Micronutrients, sodium and calcium. How do you prove that starch is present in a biscuit? Yes. What is the test, Sesandi? To prove that starch is present in a biscuit?
Adding few drops of iodine.
Yes, that is the iodine test. Adding few drops of iodine onto a biscuit. Right? Adding few drops of iodine onto a biscuit. Then what is your observation, Muri?
Appearance of blue color.
Appearance of blue color, nathang appearance of dark blue color, nathang purplish black, all these colors are correct, right? Since it is subjective. Then, to which type of carbohydrate does starch belong? Starch is, yes, Shanila?
Polysaccharide.
Polysaccharide. Then state a simple activity to show the presence of carbon in a biscuit. So, what is the test, Netumi?
Charcoal.
So, you have to explain the test. So, you can say, take a biscuit into a mortar and pestle, and you can just take a biscuit and grind it by using a mortar and pestle. Then, put that powder into a crucible. Put the powder into a crucible. Yes. And heat it. Put the powder into a crucible and heat it up by using a Bunsen burner. Right. Then after burning it, after heating it for some time, you will find a black residue here. Then you can take that onto a sheet of paper and rub it against each other. Put the residue, black residue, onto a white sheet of paper and rub it against each other. Then what will happen? You will be able to see the black lines drawn due to carbon. Right? Black lines are visible on the white sheet of paper. The main component in the biscuit is carbohydrate. Name another food in which carbohydrate is abundant. Yes, what are the food items in which carbohydrate is abundant?
sweet potato,
Sweet potato, potato.
beans,
Yes,
grain,
rice, bread,
sugar,
sugar, carbohydrate. Come up now. So sugar we have sucrose mainly, but it is also a type of a carbohydrate. Then you can say manioc, breadfruit.
jack,
Sorry?
jack,
Jack, yes. Name an importance of carbohydrate in living bodies. Yes, carbohydrates are important as structural components. Examples?
energy source,
Tuja?
as an energy source,
As an energy source, right? As an energy source to produce energy. Then it is important as a structural component. Can you give me an example? Structure.
Cellulose in the plant.
Cellulose in the cell wall of plant cells. Then chitin. What is chitin? Where is it available? Can't remember. Chitin. Chitin is a type of a carbohydrate which is available in the fungal cell wall, and also in the exoskeleton of arthropods we find chitin. Chitinous exoskeleton we mentioned neither. Can you remember? Hari. Ilangada as an energy source, as a structural component. Then what else?
as a constituent of nucleic acid,
As a constituent of nucleic acid. Yes, in DNA we find it as deoxyribose sugar, and in RNA we find it as pentose sugar. Sorry, both are pentoses. That is ribose sugar in RNA and deoxyribose in DNA. Both are pentose sugars, right? Because they contain 5 carbon atoms. Okay, then what is the process by which energy is produced in living bodies? What is the process? What is it, Manuti?
Respiration.
You have to say not just respiration, you have to say cellular respiration. Cellular respiration is the process by which energy is produced. Cellular respiration. It is cellular respiration. Right. Then, what is the organelle in which above process takes place? We had to discuss about the cellular organelles. So, this happens inside the mitochondrion, right? Mitochondria. Okay. What is the major biological molecule that is not mentioned here? Major biological molecule not mentioned here. Yes. 4 major biological molecules are there. Carbohydrates, proteins, lipids, and yes, what is the
Nucleic acid.
fourth one?
Nucleic
nucleic
acid.
acid,
Nucleic acid. So nucleic acids is a major biomolecule that is not mentioned here, right? Hello. ඒකි ටිකක් දුර එද්දී මීට 400ක් විතර යනකොට දකුණට තියෙනවා සුබසාධන මාවත කියලා. සුබසාධන මාවතේ මීට 100ක් විතර එද්දී අර පොල්වත්ත පහ වුණාම තියෙන දෙවනි ගේ වම් පැත්තේ. ඔව් ඔව්. වම් පැත්තේ දෙවනි ගේ. ඔව්. හරි මම එල්ල පොල් එකේ. මැද්ද අර පොත් දෙකක් එනවා ඒකේ courier charges ගෙවන්න තියෙනවා ඒක බලලා ගන්නකො දැන් එනවා කිව්වත් උන. Hi, sorry. Name the components in the above mentioned biomolecule. So what are the components? There is a pentose sugar group. The pentose sugar. If we draw it, you don't need to draw it here since they haven't asked. This is the pentose sugar. Then there is the phosphate group. And finally, what is the other one here? The nitrogenous base. Yes, nitrogenous base is also available. These are the three components in a nucleotide, right? So nucleotide is the basic unit which makes nucleic acids, both DNA and RNA, right? Hi. Yes, Chandali?
If we wrote carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, are those wrong? Phosphorus.
Components in the above mentioned biomolecule. So it does not ask the elemental composition. What are the elements present in it? It does not ask about the elements, but it asks about the components in it. Right? So you have to mention the components. One of the micronutrients present here is important for the absorption of a particular vitamin. Name that micronutrient and the vitamin. What is it? So calcium and sodium. Those are the two micronutrients available. So what is needed? What is the micronutrient which is important to absorb a particular vitamin or a vitamin?
Calcium.
Calcium. So what is the vitamin that is absorbed in the presence of that calcium?
Vitamin B.
Vitamin B. Vitamin B absorption is facilitated in the presence of calcium. Right. B or D? Is it B or D? Yes. Sodium and calcium are the micronutrients available. So it asks about the vitamin which is absorbed in the presence of a particular micronutrient. And though you selected the micronutrient as calcium, so what is the vitamin that is absorbed effectively in the presence of calcium? Kian Balan? Yes, vitamin B or D? Are you sure? Yes, is it vitamin B or D? Now in bones, what do we have?
Calcium.
Calcium and what is the other? Phosphorus. Calcium phosphate is the main component in our bones, right? Hari. For healthy bones, we need both calcium and phosphorus. Actually, yes, you are correct. Who told the answer? Is it Shenela? Both of your answers are correct, right? Calcium, in the presence of calcium, vitamin B absorption is facilitated. Right, then that's all, the first question. Then the second one, motion is the change in the position of an object. That's all. Consider the following statements about the motion. A car traveled at a uniform velocity of 10 ms minus 1. Then a fruit fell down under the gravity. So what do you mean by a uniform velocity? Yes, what do you mean by a uniform motion? Lesson 2. What do you mean by a uniform velocity? I want these people to turn on the videos. Tessini, Sri Bhanuja, Sneha. Hari. Hari. Yes, what do you mean by a uniform velocity? Lesson 2.
A motion in the same velocity.
A motion in a same velocity, right? A motion in which the velocity does not change, right? A motion in which the velocity does not change. Then you can call it as a uniform velocity. When an object passes in the same velocity as you told, then it can be called as a uniform velocity. If the car traveled for 5 seconds under uniform velocity, what is the displacement at the end of 5 seconds? The car traveled for 5 seconds under uniform velocity. So what is the displacement? So you know velocity equals change in displacement divided by time, right? Change in displacement divided by time.
Excuse me,
Yes, Shanili?
Miss, for the first one, can you say the time passes and the velocity increases in the definite time interval?
Time passes and what increases? Displacement.
Velocity increases.
No, if velocity increases, how can it be a constant or a uniform velocity? Velocity should not be changed with time. And then only it is a uniform velocity. Maybe if we draw a velocity time graph, so uniform velocity is indicated like this. Time passes, but the velocity has the same value. We'll say 5 ms minus 1. Time passes. Here the time is 10 seconds. Time has passed, but the velocity remains unchanged. Then it is the uniform velocity or the constant velocity. You can't say velocity increases. Then it should be an acceleration. Right? Hi. Velocity equals change in displacement divided by time. So it says, it asks about the displacement, right? It asks about displacement. So you can say displacement, you can symbolize it as S equals velocity into time. Velocity into time. Velocity is, if the car traveled for 5 seconds under uniform velocity, they haven't given a value for that, right? Do not the value calling. Have they given a value? No. 10 ms minus 1, right? Yes. So displacement at the end of 5 seconds. So displacement equals velocity into time. Velocity into time. Velocity is given as 10 ms minus 1. Time is 5 seconds. Therefore, it is 50 meters. That is the displacement. You have to give it in meters. Then what is the acceleration? So what does it say? If the car traveled for 5 seconds under uniform velocity, what is the displacement? So if it is traveling in a uniform velocity, what is the acceleration? What is the acceleration, Tesini? Yes, Tesini.
10
Yes. Anyone? Menuli?
That's it.
Yes? What is it?
2 meters per square second.
How did you find? So it says it traveled in a uniform velocity of 10 ms minus 1 for 5 seconds. So what is the acceleration, Janudi?
0.
0, yes. If it is traveling in a uniform velocity, how can you find an acceleration? Right? So you should know what is a uniform velocity. Uniform velocity means velocity does not change with time. So acceleration is, velocity should be increased with time in order to have an acceleration, right? Sorry. If it is traveling in a uniform velocity, there can't be any acceleration or a deceleration. Now you have learned about Newton laws, neither. Okay, so it is 0. Draw a velocity time graph for the falling of a fruit. So what is the correct graph? If I draw it like this is A and this is B. Yes. So I will draw it like this and like this. Which one is correct? A or B?
A.
A.
Is it A? Hands up those who are saying it as B.
Oh.
Those who say that the answer is B. 2 of 3, 4. Hari B කියන අය තියෙනවා 4, 5, 6, 7. ටික ටික වැඩි වෙනවා 8. Hari. එච්චරයිද? A. Those who are saying that the answer is A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. දැන් A කිව්වා හොඳට ඔක්කක් යනගන්න. So the fruit is falling from the tree. So the fruit is still at the beginning. The fruit is attached to the tree. Then it gets detached. Then only it is falling. So it starts from it. This is still. The fruit is attached to the tree yet. Then it gets detached and it is falling. So it starts from rest. අනේ දැන් අපි ඔය තාප්පයක් උඩ තිබිලා මොනවා හරි වැටෙනකොට නැත්නම් උඩ ඉඳලා දෙයක් අතාරිනකොට මොකද වෙන්නේ? We have discussed those. What is the velocity time graph for this? When we are throwing something vertically upwards, what is the velocity time graph? We have drawn all these. So when a fruit is detached from a tree, it is starting from rest, right? It starts from rest and it is falling under gravity, so it is accelerated. Its velocity increases with time. So the correct graph is this. So it is traveling in an acceleration. It is equal to the acceleration due to gravity. So the gradient of this graph should be 10 ms minus 2. ඔය concepts ටික ඔක්කොම හිතට එන්න ඕනේ මේවා ගණන් දුන්නාම. මෙතන අහලා තියෙන graph එක අඳින්න කියලා විතරයි. Right? So if we throw something vertically upwards, then it is traveling in a deceleration. I am throwing this vertically upwards, right? So it moves in a deceleration, right? Because it is moving against gravity. When it reaches the maximum height, it stops. So this indicates the maximum height. I don't know. Then if you are asked how to find the maximum height it reached, you have to find the area of this graph. If here you are asked to find the height of the tree or the height at which the fruit was there from the ground level, when the height you have to find the area of this graph and find the height, right? Because the area of velocity time graph gives the displacement. හරි නේද? දැන් ඕවා ටක් ගාලා මතක් වෙන්න ඕනේ. අපි ප්‍රශ්න 100 ගානක් දැන් කතා කරලා ඇති. Right. Then, if the fruit took 2 seconds to reach the ground level, calculate the following. Velocity, it reached the ground level. If the fruit took 2 seconds to reach the ground level, calculate the following. So, for it to reach the ground level, it has taken 2 seconds, right? 2 seconds. Good MCQ එකක් නම් මේ වෙනකොට answer එක හිතෙන්ම ගවන් තියෙන්න පුළුවන් නේ. The fruit has taken 2 seconds to reach the ground level. Right? It was at a height of h and the time taken for it to fall is 2 seconds. Calculate the following. Velocity, it reached the ground level. Now, how can we find the velocity? So, you know, the acceleration equals final velocity minus initial velocity divided by time, right? So, here, its initial velocity is 0 because it starts from 0. So the final velocity is the maximum velocity when it hits the ground. When it hits the ground, it has the maximum velocity. So when it is falling under gravity, it has an acceleration of 10 ms minus 2. Then final velocity we have to find. Initial velocity is 0. The time taken is given as 2 seconds. So v minus 0 is 20. That is v equals 20 ms minus 1. Hands up those who got the answer. Okay. 10, 12, 13. 13 of you have taken. Good. Height of the tree which it fell from. Height. How do you find the height? How do you find the height? So it was accelerating. මතකද කියලා දුන්නේ equation එකක්. When an object is being accelerated or decelerated, you can find the displacement by using an equation. What is it, Sneha?
Mean velocity.
Yes, displacement equals mean velocity into time. Displacement for an object when it is accelerating or decelerating, you can obtain it by mean velocity multiplied by time. So how to find the mean value? There are two values for velocity. Initial one is 0. Final velocity we have found as 2, 20. Then in order to get the mean value, I am dividing it by 2. This is ms minus 1. Then the time taken is given as 2 seconds. 2 seconds. So seconds per seconds. Here 2 into 2. 0 plus 20, that is 20 meters. 20 meters. Now we හිතෙන්ම ගන්න පුළුවන් නේද? MCQ එකක් වුණා නම් ඇයි 2 seconds කිව්ව ගමන් දන්නවා the acceleration is 10 ms minus 2. What does it mean? What does it mean? මොකද ඉතින් කියන්නේ? Acceleration is 10 ms minus 2 means the velocity increases by 10 ms minus 1 in each second. And it says it takes 2 seconds to reach the ground level. And it reaches the ground level after 2 seconds at a velocity of 20 ms minus 1. එක තත්පරයකට 10 ms minus 1 ගානේ වැඩි වෙනවා. 2 seconds ගිහිල්ලා නම් it reaches the ground at 20 ms minus 1. If it is 20 ms minus 1, it was attached to the tree 20 meters above the ground level. Right? ඕකම අපිට පුළුවන් graph එකකින් උත්තරන්න. මේක මේද බලමු. Time, velocity. So it starts from rest and it is being accelerated. So it says it takes 2 seconds to reach the ground level. And we have found out the velocity that it reaches the ground is 20. So in order to find the height, we can find the area of this triangle. Right? So what is the area of the triangle? Half into
Half
2 into 20.
20.
Yes, that is 20 meters. It's true. 20 meters. And from both methods, we get the same answer. Name the force applied on the fruit when it falls down. So what is the force applied when an object is falling? Yes, Rukshan? So an object is falling under gravity. Yes?
Gravitational force.
Yes, stationary. That is the gravitational force or the weight of the object. Gravitational force. Gravitational force. Right. If the mass of the fruit is 100 grams, find the value of the above force acting on it. So what is the value of the above force? Gravitational force is weight. W equals mg. Mass is 100 grams. You have to convert it into kilograms. 0.1 kilograms. G is 10. So that is here the 1 Newton. 1 Newton. Calculate the value of momentum of the fruit when it reaches the ground. So momentum is P equals mv. So the mass is given as 100 grams, means once again you have to substitute in kilograms. And velocity when it reaches the ground we have found as 20 ms minus 1. So 20 ms minus 1. So 20 into 0.1 means 2 kg ms minus 1. 2 kg ms minus 1. Yes? Yes, Medhuja?
Can you explain sixth one?
Sixth one, this one.
Yes.
So we learned, Methuja, gravitational force is the force by which any object is attracted towards the gravity. So it is, since it is a force, then we know if E equals ma. So So when an object is attracted towards gravity, actually that is the gravitational force, means the weight of the object. Weight equals mass into acceleration, means acceleration due to gravity. Therefore, we derive this equation W equals mg. And can you remember we learned that the acceleration due to gravity on moon is 6 times lesser than that of the earth?
Yeah.
And we mentioned the mass is the same whether it is on earth or on moon, but the weight changes when an object is on the earth and when the object is on the moon. The weight changes. Can you remember, Metuja?
Yes.
So out of F equals ma, we derive the equation W equals mg. So accordingly, we calculated the gravitational force as 1 Newton. Harine? Okay. Then if you don't have any other problem, shall we move on to the third one? So when I share the screen, isn't it clear for you? So I will share my screen, means when I show it on the board, isn't it clear? If you want, I will.
It's
Hurry. Okay, I will share my screen then. So you will have to just sketch this, because you have to answer based on this now. Sketch the part of the periodic table on a paper. Yes, Usita, done. ඉතින් ඇයි පුතා ඉතින් පහ වෙනකන් දැන් මම 4:00ට පන්ති ඉවර වෙන්නේ. එන්න ඔහෙ ආවා. නැත්තම් හෙට යන්න බෑ ඉතින්. ඉතින් අප්පච්චිට කියන්න ලිස්ට් කියන්න. Do the fourth one also at the same time. Please turn on your videos and do the work. අනේ ඔයාට බැරි නම් අතනින් යන්න මට මේක කරගන්න දීලා මගේ වැඩේට මම දෙන්නම් හරියට කරගෙන ආවා. Okay, shall we discuss the third and fourth questions? Right, බලමු. A part of the periodic table is shown below. The symbols given in it are not symbols, standard symbols, not true symbols of the respective elements. Answer the questions below that are based on them. Right. So, what is the factor considered when elements are included in the periodic table? So, there are two factors considered, monother, the atomic number and the electronic configuration. So, based on the atomic number, we decide the electronic configuration. So, according to the number of energy levels, so it is located in the correct period. Then, according to the number of valence electrons, the electrons in the outermost energy level, we decide to which group does it belong. Right? And we consider the atomic number and the electronic configuration. Okay, Sri Bhavanuja? Atomic number and the electronic configuration. What are the two metals in the same group? So there are elements in the same group, but it asks about two metals in the same group. So you know metals are on your left hand side of the periodic table, right? So A and B are the two metals, A and B. Then what is the non-metal with characteristic of metals? So the non-metal with characteristics of metals can one of the allotropic forms of carbon has the ability to conduct electricity, that is graphite. Therefore, carbon belongs to group 4. This is group 1, 2, 3 and this belongs to group 4. Therefore, the answer is D. What is the chemical formula of the compound formed by C and G? C is C is in group 2, therefore its valency is 2. G is in group 7, therefore its valency is 1. Once you exchange the valencies, you get the formula as Cg2. If you have written this as G2C, that's wrong because we mentioned the metal first, or the element which forms positive ions first. Right? Therefore, it should be Cg2. MgCl2 again. Cg2. Then, why L is considered to be a noble gas? Because it has the maximum number of electrons that can be there in its energy levels. It has the maximum number of electrons that can be there in its energy levels. Therefore, it is considered to be a noble gas. What is the electronic configuration of G? G is it belongs to period 3 and group 7. Therefore, it has 7 electrons in the outermost energy level. Since it belongs to period 3, it has 3 energy levels. Therefore, its electronic configuration is 287.
Excuse me,
Yes, Methuja.
what is the answer for 7?
What is the seventh one? Seventh one given G will electronic configuration 287.
No, 4.
4. What is the chemical formula of the compound formed by C and G? That is Cg2. Cg2.
If
හරිද Methuja මොකද? ඒක නෙමෙයි දහන්න ඕනේ.
5th.
Fifth. අනේ වන්ද මොකද කියලා. Why L is considered to be a noble gas, mate? Because it contains the maximum number of electrons that it can have. It contains the maximum number of electrons in its energy levels. It contains the maximum number of electrons in its energy levels. Hi. It was a mass number of D is 12. Find the number of neutrons in an atom of D. කොබලන්න D කොහෙද තියෙන්නේ? D is here. එතකොට they say the mass number of D is 12, right? Find the number of neutrons in an atom of D. එතකොට we have to find out its atomic number, right? So it is carbon actually. It belongs to group 4, period 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Its atomic number is 6. So it has 6 protons and the mass number is 12 means the number of neutrons 12 minus 6, that is 6. The number of neutrons is 6. Mass number of B is 39. Write the atomic number and the mass number of B in the standard form. So what is B? B is, that is potassium, right? Its atomic number is 19. එහෙම මතක නැත්තම් මෙහෙම ගණන් කරගෙන යන්න ඕනේ. ඒත් ඉතින් දන්නවනේ there are only 20 elements. This is one before the last. Therefore, its atomic number is 19. Therefore, how do you write it in the standard form? Atomic number 19, mass number 39. Therefore, you have to write it as 19 and 39 like this. B. Right? A student said that the first ionization energy of B is less than the first ionization energy of A. Do you agree with this? What is the reason for your answer? He says B has less first ionization energy than A. Right. B has, where is B? B has less first ionization energy than A. Do you agree? Do you agree? B has
No.
less first ionization energy than A. Do you agree with this statement?
No.
No. None of you agree. Hands up those who agree. It says B has less first ionization energy than A. There are 2, 4, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11. 11 of you agree. B has A and B belong to the same group. A and B belong to the same group, right? So this one has 1 energy level, this has 2 energy levels, this has 3 energy levels. When it comes to B, it has 4 energy levels, right? 4 energy levels. That means the distance from the nucleus to the outermost energy level increases. That means the attraction in between the nucleus and the valence electrons is less. Therefore, it is easy to remove those electrons. Therefore, B has a less first ionization energy than A. So, for part 1, you have to say, yes, agree. Then the reason, since B has more energy levels than A, it is easy to remove an electron from B. It is easy to remove an electron from B.
Miss, isn't it that the ionization level increases down a group?
Yes, a reason make you first ionization energy reduces down in a group. The reason is when moving down in a group, the number of energy levels increases. Therefore, what happens? The attraction in between the nucleus and the valence electrons reduces. Therefore, what happens? It is easy to remove an electron. The first ionization energy reduces down in a group. අනේ idea එක explain කරන්න. ඇයි මෙහෙම වෙන්නේ? Right? Then ඊළඟට කියනවා name two allotropic forms of element D. D is carbon. So the allotropic forms of carbon, you can say graphite, diamond, coal, charcoal, soot, all these are correct as allotropic forms of carbon. Name a use of element E. Where is E? Just below D. What is the element? E is E is silicon, right? E is silicon. So what is the use of it? It is used to make semiconductor devices, right? Silicon is used to make semiconductors, diodes, transistors. To make those, we can use silicon. That is the end of the third question. Then what are the mistakes that I have made, right? Then what are the things I need to revise, because we have done a lot of calculations based on the second unit. And so still if you make mistakes, you have to revise the things. You have to do those calculations once again. Cover the answers and do them on a rough sheet of paper. Given below is an instance of launching of a rocket. Name the action and the reaction. So according to Newton's third law, here the action is the force exerted by the exhaust gas on the external air. The force exerted by the rocket and the force exerted by the exhaust gas of the rocket on external air. That is the action. Then the reaction is the force exerted by external air on the rocket. Force exerted by external air on the rocket is the reaction. Then what is the law of motion applied here? Newton's third law of motion. Newton's third law of motion. State the law, or the Newton's third law of motion. Every action has a reaction which is equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. Every action has a reaction which is equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. Name the element used as a rocket fuel. What is it? Yes, rocket fuel. Actually, it exists as a diatomic molecule. Here it asks about the element, that is hydrogen. 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 It exists as H2. Main frame of the rocket is made by aluminium and titanium. Write the period and the group to which aluminium belongs. So aluminium, the atomic number is 13. Aluminium, the atomic number is 13. So its electronic configuration is 283. So it belongs to period 3 and group is also 3 since it has 3 valence electrons. Period 3, group 3. What is the weight of the rocket if its mass is 2,300,000 kilograms? So once again you can use the equation W equals mg. The mass is given as 2. We can say 2.3 into 10 to the power here the medila again 3 5 2.3 is 6 kilograms කියලා මම ලේසියෙන් ලියා ගන්න. නැත්නම් you can substitute as it is 10 ms minus 2, right? So 2.3 into 10 කියන්නේ 23 into 10 to the power 6 into 10 to the power 6 newtons. And then you should have written 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Newton. Nah, එක බින්දුවක් වැඩි නේ. Is 23 here. A vehicle was traveling in a straight path at a uniform velocity. The mass of the vehicle was 650 kilograms and its momentum was 9,750 kgms minus 1. Find the velocity at which it was traveling. So you have to write the equation P equals mv. P is given as 9,750 kgms minus 1. The mass is given as 650 into v. So you are supposed to find v. 65 into here 975 divided by 65. What is it?
15.
15 ms minus 1. 15 ms minus 1. Right. Due to the application of brake, the vehicle stopped after decelerating for 10 seconds. Find the deceleration. So, the vehicle stopped. So, it was traveling at a velocity of 15 ms minus 1. Then it has stopped at the end of 10 seconds. So, you are asked to find the deceleration. A equals v minus u divided by t. So, final velocity is 0. Initial velocity is 15. The time taken is 10 seconds. And the minus 15 divided by 10 means minus 1.5 ms minus 2. Since it asks about deceleration, you can rewrite this deceleration equals plus 1.5 ms minus 2. Right? Did you get that? Haridar Sesandi?
Yes, teacher.
You all have to go for a good mark for the term test. Find the force applied by the engine during this time period. So what is the force applied by the engine? In order to find it out, now today in the theory class, can you remember we did 2 calculations by using 3 equations. Right? P equals mv, F equals ma, A equals v minus u divided by t. Right? We used all 3 equations in a single calculation. F equals ma, the mass of the vehicle is given as 650 kilograms. Then the acceleration, it is a deceleration because you have learned that when an unbalanced force is applied against the motion, the object will be decelerated. So applying brake means the unbalanced force is acting against the direction of motion. So here actually it is decelerating. Deceleration is 1.5. So 650 into 1.5 කියන්නේ 65 into 15. 65 into 15. Here. So 15 into 5 is 75, right? 15 into 6 is 90, 97, 975 Newton. Is it? 975 Newton. Did you get? Did you get the answer, Netumi?
Yes, teacher.
Hari. So you have learned a set of equations. First unit was based on both biology and chemistry, mainly biology. Second unit totally physics. Third unit chemistry. Then fourth and fifth lessons are once again physics. Then the sixth unit is a biology lesson in which you will learn about the structure of the cell as the basic structural and functional unit of life, and you will learn about cell division. Right, that's all for the first term. The second term, the first unit, once again it is a chemistry lesson on a continuation. Third unit is a chemistry lesson which lays the foundation for chemistry. Then based on that knowledge, we are building up the rest of the things. The foundation should be good. Foundation must be good, right? Now you saw in the earthquakes also, when the foundation is not good, very tall buildings or even fall down. Therefore, your foundation in the first term should be very good, right? Then only you can build up until the end of grade 11, right? Okay, that's the end now. The 4 structured essay questions, yes. So for homework, you can do. Then we are not having the class on 12th and 19th. Therefore, you have enough homework. You can answer the 5 essay type questions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For 5th one, you can keep write the answers for the first 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 essay type questions. Again, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, essay type questions you have to answer. Okay. Do you have anything to ask? To be clarified. Rukshan adu වැඩි කතා කළේ නෑනේ. Hi. If you don't have anything, we'll just wind up the session for today. So we will meet. I have informed the next day that we are meeting. So please study the things and yes. Before Aurudu we are not meeting again. I wish all of you a very happy Sinhala and Hindu New Year. And හැමෝටම සුබම සුබ අලුත් අවුරුද්දක් වේවා කියලා ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරනවා. Enjoy the holidays as well as do the work because just after the අවුරුදු holidays you are going to have the term tests නේ. එනිසා ඒකත් හොඳ වෙන්න එපා සුබ වෙන්න ඕනේ නේ, right? Okay then. See you then. Stay safe and have a nice time.
Thank you.
Thank you. God bless.